And already, what is good YouTube? It's your boy Firestorm back in another video today on the channel. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be doing a Fortnite tier list. So if you aren't familiar with how these work, usually you rank every season that you've played and how you've liked it, how you've enjoyed it, if you thought it was a good season, if you thought it was a bad season. Pretty much that's how the sum up of how these tier lists tend to work. So we're going to be rating every season from Chapter 1, Season 1, up to Chapter 4, Season 1. I'm not going to say much about Chapter 4 Season 1 because it is still relatively new, so I won't really have much to say about it. I may not even actually rank it. I might stop at Chapter 3 Season 4 for the most part because we're like 3 weeks into the season. I don't have an opinion yet like that on it. Now, before we get into today's video, guys, I really do want to stress this. This is just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, that is totally fine. This is just for fun, just to kind of see what people are really thinking about it, see if I agree with what most people say about it. This is all just for fun. You can have your own opinion. That's totally okay. I just want to let you guys know that before we get in the video. Now, let's get straight to it. Alrighty. Let's get straight into this tier list now. The first season we're going to be starting off with is Season 1, Chapter 1, Season 1, which I didn't really play much of this season, but the little that was played or little that I knew about was pretty damn amazing. So we're going to just chuck it straight into Godly because this is where it all began. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. No, it's a good thing. Next, Season 2. This season I didn't really play. Season 3 was where I started. But my brother played a little bit of Season 2, and I had friends that played a lot. Now, I watched a lot of it on YouTube, but I didn't have a console actually at the time. The only reason I started Season 3 was because mobile came out, which kind of was the whole reason why I was able to start, because of mobile. But Season 2 is going to go up in there because it is a classic. It'd be a crime not to put it up there, you know? Season 3, though. Season 3 was when I started playing. Now, again, I was on mobile. I was not great, but I still had a blast playing it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was just amazing to play for me, you know? It's a nostalgic feeling. Even though it was a mobile, it was still a great feeling. Anyone who's watching this that played mobile back then, you can definitely probably agree with me if you like Fortnite still. So for this season, I'm going to put it in Godly. Yes, I know. We've been putting them in Godly. Season 4. Which was the superhero season, the first superhero season that we had. Now, some people liked it, some people didn't, but it overall had a very good feedback, and a lot of people really, really liked it. At least I feel like a lot of people liked it based on what I've asked around. So for this one, oh, this is actually hard. Do we put it in? No, it's going up there. It has to. I can't. Season 4 is going to go in Godly. It was a good season. First season, I bought a Battle Pass. Did I finish the Battle Pass? No, I didn't. Season 5. Now, Season 5, this is Kevin's season. This is when Kevin showed up. So, I'm not going to stick it in Godly. It didn't hit the same directly as the others did for me. So I'm going to put it in Amazing. Season 5 is going to go in Amazing. Now, a little bit, I don't know if this is a controversial one or not. Some people liked Season 6. Some people didn't. This is when Kevin took over the lake and went up in the floating island. And it was just all over the place. For me, I really liked this season. I know a lot of people did not like the zombies. I didn't care that much about the zombies. I was totally chill with them. Now, I could get some backlash for this, but it's going to have to go on Godly for me. I love this season too much. It was a great season for me. It was like, because during this season, I actually was still on Nintendo Switch. So a little backstory is I went from mobile to Nintendo Switch for Season 4. Season 4, I went straight to Switch when it came out. And then for Season 6, I got an Xbox for my birthday around November or so. So it really just, and it's when I also got my first monitor, because I used to play on a TV. It's actually the TV that's behind me over there, behind that shelf. So it's gonna go in godly for me. That one hit very different for me. Season 7 was a good season, except for maybe the planes. A lot of people did not like the planes. I didn't care about them unless people came flying into the structure with them, which got really annoying. I mean, it's annoying if they do it to you, but usually people find it fun sometimes if they do it to others, but I was not really with that. It's gonna go in amazing for me. Some people said this is kind of where it started to die. People said season 5 was where it started dying. There are so many seasons, but for me, this is where I still really loved it. I was having a blast playing it. And this is also when we got the integration of the marshmallow concert and the sword. And it was just overall great. So it's going to go in amazing for sure. Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 8. This one had a bit of a mix to it. I'm already telling you, I don't know if I can stick it. Well, this is when we got the Thanos mode again, because we also had the first one in season 4. I forgot to mention that, but we got the new Thanos mode where you could play as either the Avengers or the Chitauri, or I guess you can call them Thanos' henchmen, whichever you prefer. So I'm gonna still chuck it in amazing because we had that. We did have the involting event that season, so it was pretty cool getting to pick which weapon came back. I know a lot of people favored the drum gun, which obviously, who isn't gonna favor the drum gun at the time? I mean, it was a classic. Season 9 is where things started. I think season 9 is where things started taking a turn for the worst. Look, season 9 was good, okay? It was not my favorite. They vaulted the pump. And we had that futuristic stuff. I heard an opinion about Neo Tilted, Mega Mall. Visually great places to look at. Playing on them? No. It's gonna go indecent. We did get the Robot versus Monster event. So I don't know, does that chuck it up to amazing, or do we keep it on decent? If you guys think we should chuck it in amazing, comment down below. But overall, other than the event, right? We did get the World Cup, so I guess because of the World Cup and the event, for now we're gonna stick it in amazing. I may change that opinion later throughout the video. I might. The next season that we are going to be looking at, probably one of the worst seasons we have ever had in Fortnite history, other than another, which we will get to later. Season 10 or Season X, whichever you prefer to call it. This is mech season. No, this was bad. This was really bad. This was one of the worst seasons. The mechs were just horrible. Fortnite made a statement saying that the mechs were meant to feed bad players kills. That's what they said. So they had no intention to remove it. So for that reason alone, but we also had the black hole event, which I don't know how people really felt about that. It's just a meme now going around, so I don't know if people really hated it. It was definitely where some people thought it was the end of Fortnite. But I'm gonna have to stick season 10 in not great. It was not great, okay? It was not great. It's going there. It's not never again, because there were certain things that we were able to get around. They did nerf the mechs a little bit, but it's going in not great. A little bit of a not so good season as well. It started off really well, which was Chapter 2 Season 1. Chapter 2 Season 1 was great at the start. It was hype. It was fresh. It was fun. It wasn't as sweaty. It was balanced. We had bots though going around everywhere. And then it just kind of, they just didn't do anything. They didn't update the game very often. They kind of just, we went from getting so much from Season 10 to literally nothing. Literally nothing. And then the season got delayed. Now, I'm not going to say the season was not great, because it was a lot more playable, I feel. At least for me it was. Others may not agree. I'm gonna stick it in decent. It was decent, but it wasn't great. But it was decent. We did get the Star Wars event, which was... But the lightsabers were hype. They were hype. Now, here's where things really started to kind of kick off a little bit more, and things started to kind of get back into almost weekly, but every 3 weeks maybe. Chapter 2, Season 2. Also, Prime Amos's season, where it was at the peak, the top peak, right? Look, it got delayed, but I'm not going to let it favor my decision fully. Overall, we got a lot more. We got the Mythic stats, the first ever addition to Mythics that season, right? Yeah, I think that was the first time we got Mythics. Yeah. Mythics were great. I thought it was a nice, well balanced. You kind of get your feel going, your vibe going. You drop down, hey, I want to go get that Mythic at like Agency, for example, or you want to go to the Grotto. It was kind of good. So, do we stick it at? I think we're gonna put it in Amazing. I think it's gonna go there. The Doomsday event was absolute hype with the big tsunami, which also was gonna favor into a fact here. You had that tsunami storm that was just coming in. It was just so intimidating when you would play. Like, you see the zone coming, you thinking this thing's gonna collapse on you. Like, it was great personally. Like, it was fun. They definitely kept the season strong-ish. Definitely controversies where the servers weren't running well, but that was during COVID, so I'm gonna let it slide. Did not like that the season got delayed. Chapter 2, Season 1, and Chapter 2, Season 2 were probably some of the longest we ever got. They were like 4 months long each. 4 months long, I think. Yeah, it was 4.5 actually, because Chapter 2, Season 2 came out, what, March? Or was it February? It was either March or February, so it depends. This season's going to be an automatic decent, which is Season 3 of Chapter 2. Because, one, we lost mobile. We lost mobile this season. This was a sad day. A very sad day, which if you don't know why, you can probably find it on the internet. I'm not going to get into it because it's way too controversial to talk about. But it wasn't a bad season. It wasn't bad, but not a lot fully happened. Well, no, actually I take that back. We had the flooding of the map. The map was fully flooded. Okay, just want to make sure it didn't mute. The map was fully flooded, and we saw it decrease over time. But we got that really that shitty POI. What was that POI called? I can't remember. Coral Castle, I think it was. Not a great season. Not a great POI. I didn't mean season. It was a decent season. It was decent. Not a lot happened. And then the Marvel collab in Chapter 2, Season 4 comes out. Which, I'm going to be honest, it was cool. It was cool, you know? I definitely like the idea of, like, having the superhero mythics. I did not like, though, that it was just one big collab. They kind of took a dip away from their story and kind of just used the Marvel thing as a way to sneak it in, you know? It's kind of like the blank zone, I'd feel like, a little bit. You weren't really following much of the story, but then again, the start of the chapter, we didn't get much of anything, really. So, look, the Galactus event was really cool. I loved it personally. It was pretty awesome. But overall for the season, I have to stick it in decent, I think, because remember, the Stark Industries location just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and it just looked really weird. We also had the Fortnite season, which was pretty good. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite that we've ever had, but Chapter 1, Season 6's Fortnite event, loved. Chapter 2, Season 5. The season, not great. Look, I'm a Star Wars fan. I like that we brought Mando into this, but I didn't really like it as a whole. Our only mythics were his jetpack, his sniper, and what else was that? Those were the only two, I think. Yeah, it must have been. All right, so the next season, one of the most hated seasons I think to ever exist. It's Chapter 2, Season 6. It's going in never again. I don't ever want to see this season come back ever again. This was horrible. This was Primal season. It was bad. That Primal stuff with the Primal shotgun. Absolutely terrible. You could literally, you could just click down and it would go boom. Like, it was awful. Never again do I want to see that come back. Makeshift weapons, bad. Never come back again, please. So that's all I have to say about that. It was a bad season. Nothing good. I have nothing good to say about it. Next season we're going to is Chapter 2, Season 7, which we did see a little improvement. We had the pump in Chapter 2, Season 6, I think. Right? Did we? I don't know. We also had it in Chapter 2, Season 7. We had it for the remainder of that chapter, I think. Now, this is where things kind of got better. Some people like the spaceship, some people didn't, but I'm going to personally stick it in decent. It was a decent. It wasn't amazing, but it was decent. Now, we got the Skyfire event, which was pretty cool. We saw all the Kevins appear everywhere, which was pretty damn cool. So I am going to have to say that was a pretty decent season. It's not amazing, but it was decent. It was decent. Next season, which I didn't really get to play too much because I had just started college, but it was Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 8. Yeah, Season 8. Now, this we saw the introduction to the Carnage Mythic, and just like we had the Venom Mythic back then, this was we had the addition. We actually did get the Venom Mythic back technically, but overall it was decent. It was decent. The Four Nightmares event that we got that season was also pretty good. We did end off with a really strong event, which was, you know, the end of Chapter 2. I don't know why. It slipped my mind for a second. The end of Chapter 2 event was definitely hype. I definitely liked it. It was great. Now, some people might agree with this next opinion, but Chapter 3 Season 1, oh my god, this was like amazing. This was an amazing season for me. I loved this season. We had the Spider-Man Mythic. We had the Winterfest show up. It was great. Like, everything felt balanced. You know, I loved that season so much. It felt very balanced for the most part. It was fun. You know, I had a lot of fun playing it. So for that reason alone, it's gonna go up in amazing. It's gotta go in amazing. Again, I wasn't playing too much. I was playing a good bit of it, but I was on and off a bit, which was Chapter 2 Season 2, which started off kind of hype. I was like, zero build. That sounds interesting. That sounds cool. And personally for me, I prefer to build. I have played it. If you've seen my recent videos, I have been doing zero build recently, just to kind of give it more of a chance. But I do prefer building in Fortnite. That's just my opinion. And if you don't agree with that, that's totally fine. But zero build definitely brought a lot of good players back. And that's why I'm going to chuck it in decent. Yeah, I'm going to stick it in decent. Now the next season, which we had Darth Vader appear. Chapter 3, Season 3. This was... It was an okay season. Look, I wasn't too keen on it, but it was playable. It was playable. I don't have much to say about it. We didn't really get an event this season, did we? So I'm gonna chuck it in decent. That's just my takeaway on it. We're gonna chuck it in decent. What else did we get that season? We got I don't really remember what we got that season. It was kind of just a slow season, really. No one really knew what was going on with it. Now, this one is going to be a hard one for me. It was Chapter 3, Season 4. Now, some people had a very strong mix with this one. I loved the start of this season. I thought this was great. Using the Chrome, personally. The Chrome was a great addition. I loved it. Maybe not the phasing through the walls part of it, but I loved it. It was great for mobility. It was fun to use. It was kind of that fun item that wasn't so overpowered, really. Because you could still deal damage. I mean, you could loot chests, which was pretty funny. I actually did find that really funny, that you could loot the chests while you were using the Chrome and shield up and stuff. That was pretty cool. And then halfway through, we get... a controversial weapon, the goo gun. Whatever the hell its actual name is, I'm calling it the goo gun. It was terrible. This gun was so overpowered and broken. It just wasn't fun for me. Like, I hated that it would explode. I think that's what did it for me. And maybe if it dealt mild bits of damage when it made contact to your character, that would have been a bit more tolerable. Shield up a little bit if you could get covered. But the fact that it would explode was really what got to me. And the fact that you could just shoot so much of it for so long, it was just all over the place really for me. So I don't want to chuck another season in decent, but I don't want to just stick this thing in amazing. The event was really cool. Well, other than the 40 minutes, that was not cool. Oh, what do we do? Do we put this in decent? I don't know. I think we have to stick it in decent. Yeah, I think we're gonna put it in decent. Because not much else happened really. Fortnite Mares was pretty cool. I like that wolf mythic thing they added. It was pretty cool. And how you could retrieve it was also really cool. I did like that a lot. With that being said, guys, that is the Fortnite tier list video. If you guys had a favorite season, make sure you guys list it down below in the comment section. I'm so curious to actually know what your favorite season of Fortnite ever was. For me, personally, I really liked Chapter 1, Season 6. That was one of my favorites, other than for Chapter 1, Season 4. That's why these are up here. But overall, well, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys stay updated with all my latest videos coming to the channel. If you guys enjoyed the holidays, which I hope you all did, please let me know down below in the comments. If you guys got any fun Christmas presents, let me know as well. Anything, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.